I had the opportunity to meet Susan when she was working with the city of Dallas. It was about in 2010. I hadn't been in Dallas too long, and I wanted to find the person at City Hall that was on top of all of the environmental programming and knowledge that I needed to move the Texas Trees Foundation forward.
My path to conservation now started out with just basic civil engineering. The only good channel is a trapezoidal concrete line channel. And as I moved around and worked in different places in the country, first in the desert Southwest, I learned the importance of geomorphology and sediment transport. And then I did work in the Pacific Northwest, where I really learned a lot about the biotic part of a channel and how important it is to preserve habitat. Some of my earliest memories are of being in a creek with my dad, catching tadpoles, catching salamanders, and finding frog eggs, raising them. I've always been a water girl, and I've always enjoyed being outside, and I really think it's his early influence. One of the places where I lived and worked for a while is Houston, Texas. I went to school there. I spent a lot of time along Buffalo Bayou, and I share her love of that place within the city. I love her advocacy in multiple scenarios in Texas. I can only hope to do half of what she's done.
My work with Susan started in earnest in about 2010 when the Texas Trees Foundation began to do some data and gather research around the tree canopy cover in the city of Dallas. As we commenced to move that forward, she was always there to give some direction and insight. In 2015, we launched the State of the Dallas Urban Forest Report, and then in 2017, we launched the Dallas Urban Heat Island Mitigation Study. And I think that those two things were instrumental in the environmental plan for the city of Dallas. They drastically changed the perspective of the importance of urban forestry in an urban area, and especially in a large city like the city of Dallas. And we're here in the middle of the Trinity Forest, and that's part of the urban forest for the city of Dallas. And so the work that she did really to get CCAP moving and to get the urban forestry master plan in place and all of the other policy work that she did really is what I think is instrumental in grounding and putting a really important environmental focus on the city of Dallas.
I can only hope that there are green spaces throughout the Metroplex, and it sounds so cliche, but that I'm leaving this place better than I found it, and that bigger than that, that those kids that we saw earlier this morning grow up and take that effort forward.
She is really about what's best for the state of Texas, what's best for the city of Dallas, what's best for North Texas, and what's best for people, because I think she really cares at the bottom line about people. We need to start recognizing the women that work in conservation that are like Susan, that don't get the recognition that she's getting. I think that we've had women working in conservation, but we only hear about those like the Jane Goodalls and those that are internationally acclaimed. But it's at the local level where women like Susan are making a difference, and that impact matters to every single person in those areas.
I love blue herons. If I see a heron, I know I'm going to have a good day. There is a heron that lives near me, and every now and then I'll hear a giant squawk, and I'll look up, and he's at the top of the tree just kind of looking down. But they're so majestic, they're so graceful, and they are awesome fishermen.